Oh man. Hey, so let's get into this show. Welcome everybody to the Two Dads React YouTube channel. I know what you're here for. You're here to watch our reactions to episode 2. We're here to watch it for you and react to it because that's the way this works. So I'm Clay. That guy. Oh shit! I moved my desk. That guy's Corey, and we're gonna crank this up. So let's get into it.
Did love it still when he went all childish. It was like smash that little time thing back. He was like, just stop it, stop.
Maybe I can offer you something.
I hope there are more moments where he like gets frustrated over a bunch of like little stuff, and he has like temper tantrums though, but the temper tantrums like lead to the things like working out the way they should, kind of stuff, you know. Like, he actually has to be a prankster to get it going, kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Mobius pointed out last week that you're not real mischievous. You're just kind of a dick.
I forgot about that. But I always love it when people are just like, you thought it was this, but you're a dick.
Right.
You guys aren't dressed right. So.
I hate Renaissance fairs. Don't have your phone out. Don't do any of that shit.
Yeah, because you came there for the experience, jackass. This fucking dude.
Fucking nerd.
I want to go back in time. Beep, bop, boop, boop. Wrong direction, jackass. You want to go that way where your phone's cooler.
The trap, watch your back.
I want to get like a bunch of those little sticks and like put them on the hallway as like the actual like lights for the hallway.
Possibly happen. You could possibly do it. Nice. Good music.
Mm-hmm. I'm already bopping. Oh shit, it's super fast now.
Oh, it's her, huh? What's going on here? Uh-oh. Oh, she's got... Oh, it's Loki's, like, mind control shit. Duh. Where am I at?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was
quick.
I bet that's really messed up the timeline. Just leaving those... Just leaving it out there for everybody.
Yeah, well, it was like left that one, and then the last one he like got the materials, but then like set whatever other crazy like thing bomb that it was gonna do. He's like, nah, we don't need this part of it. So trying to figure out if there's rhyme or reason, or if it's just like doing whatever the fuck I want.
Are you recording or are you alive?
Sort of both.
Sort of both.
Put it on.
You wanted some mischievous Loki doing childlike things. You're set for this episode.
I'm gonna get it, dude. It's glorious. I just like, by the way, that is how anyone would act that knows that they're like out of the time, like as you know it, right? Or even if you've been around for a billion years, because you just be like, I need to entertain myself. So like, you would be childlike all the time.
Let me see the back of that jacket.
Only way you'd survive, otherwise you'd be 10,000 years, man.
Jacket says variant on it.
Jeez.
Want anybody.
Because the TVA has pruned a lot of these guys, almost more than any other variant.
Oh, nice. Just roll through all of them.
Slight difference,
But you already knew that.
take a breath.
He's like, I...
We're going to break into 2 teams, including myself and Professor Loki.
Why?
Because whoever this variant is...
Do I get a weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what he said about us? us going to get you any closer to the timekeepers.
He's like,
An
good point.
audience with the timekeepers is on the table.
Keep that focus.
I like that. Keep that focus.
Which, by the way, sounds like a nice way of saying disintegrate everything in its vicinity.
That is true.
Watch the videos.
And hurry up, because we're at 3 units until red line.
Come on.
What's a unit?
We're running out of time, Mobius.
Hold it. Just give him a chance.
I wish they had like a
Gods
nickname
of
for him.
Asgard, one and the same. Drunk with power.
Instead of like
blind
calling him
with the truth.
Mobius all the time.
You underestimate.
Like a
Dude,
rank.
which is something like just cheesy, you know?
Just as you underestimate. And we'll need to speak to the timekeepers at once. They're in graver danger than we realized.
I can't tell if he's serious or not at all. Like, I
I
can't.
know, that's the best part. I think.
He's
So only the things that change in the timeline. It doesn't just, like, erase that entire world structure. Oh, these are so cool. I wish I could play one of these.
Is it just me, or does this office keep
What's
getting...
this thing called, like a harpsichord or whatever?
Theremin. It's the electronic one that doesn't
Yeah.
require touching.
You might need this for our discussion.
I hope it's a double.
This variant is
It's a good boss right there.
insubordinate.
Man, it is just pretty.
Makes symmetry fun.
Yeah, right?
Weird. We have a need to be exactly the same, but then we strive to be different. Fucking conundrums, goddamn humans.
Who knows? Maybe there's something that we missed.
Well, you're idiots.
Born to be confused your whole life.
What a
Terrible outcome.
Let me park you at this desk.
I think it's gonna be everything I asked for with annoyances when it comes to him.
Hi.
Happy reading.
It's just more the variant files. Class 7 Apocalypse.
So he's breaking time to bring Asgard back. I feel like there was our piece of foreshadowing for our show for the end game. Or at least it's just a really great like red herring.
Read all the files.
Set fire to the palace.
No, just stop. Don't set fire to the palace.
Because he's gonna throw it against the wall or something. Because at the end,
Never
it's
matter.
destroyed.
It wouldn't go against the dictates of the timeline.
No, he's just gonna keep putting salt and pepper in there and just ruin the salad and pour soda in it or some shit like that.
Oh God.
What I do.
No, don't do.
It's the apocalypse. Mobius, come on. What could possibly go wrong? We gotta properly test this thing. Well, here's
Nothing.
one
It'd be
theory.
fine.
You
Everything's
go
fine.
out into the field.
I love to be right.
Okay, sold. And we're in Pompeii. Nice.
I've been there. I mean, after.
Unless you got some sort of time
Didn't want to
travel.
like insinuate that I am time travel and that's why I hate it so much because they get it wrong all the time. Like that's not how it works.
You heard it here
Not
first,
saying
folks.
it.
He's from the future or the past. We're not really sure.
I'm just fluid, man. Just fluid.
Oh, it is cool.
We are from the future, right? What is the TVA? I mean, it's from the future. It sounds from the future. It's pretty futury.
Futury.
There was a beautiful union of form and function, which we call the jet ski, and a reasonable man cannot differ.
He's not wrong. No, now all I want to do is wait for the mission that he gets to ride a jet ski, and it's going to be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah, now is it gonna be the episode where it's like the one where he has to do it to save the day, or is it the
Right.
one where they do it and then like all of a sudden it seems that all hell's breaking loose and he's like, oh shit, it's me, and it really turns out to not be him, you know,
And who raised
kind of thing.
Odin of Asgard.
Odin? God,
Boring.
I'm sure it does to you.
You know, you called me a scared little boy.
I called you a lot of things.
You're wrong.
very clever.
I know.
I know.
For all time.
It's a little too culty over there.
Yeah, I imagine they're born into a very rigorous structure. Like, the fact that, like, him and the way the few other people talk to me seems, like, very out of the normal. Like, you can tell you're dealing with the top class of, like, their infrastructure of people. Because, like, everybody else seems to only be doing what it is they need to be doing. Like, there's really no other, like, side conversation. Like, Homegirl didn't even look at him until he popped the bell properly.
Series of sprawling sectors, and if you see a Loki, prune it.
He's gonna make his world with his planet back, and he's gonna have enough of the reset charges to wipe out the original timeline and the timekeepers.
Ooh, I like it.
He figured out how to circumvent the timekeepers and become his own keeper of time. I love how he said, oh, he said Rockstar. I thought he said everything was owned by Rockstar, like Rockstar Games. I was like, that is hilarious that there would be an apocalypse going down in one of their GTA style games,
Right.
like in a town that they own. That's fucking great.
So I don't announce myself with every squeaky footstep like the rest of you.
Take both teams and sweep the storm shelter.
They got to be careful because it's right. His magic does work when they're in a different time, when they're out in the timeline.
He stays with.
I understand. I have to earn that. So I will.
Is he gonna copy himself?
Why is it the people you can't trust are always saying, trust me? Try to hang on to your time collar this time.
We'll see you in the showroom.
That was a dick statement. Try to hang on to your time collar this time. Talking to her. Yep. There he is.
Waiting for like all the RGB lights to kick on. It's a DJ booth.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She's a little messed up.
Like watching that fucking Denzel Washington movie.
Right.
Just like as soon as he starts singing
Fallen?
the Stones, man. Yeah.
They're going to call your
Good movie.
Yeah, man. Shit was fucking great, especially like in the police office. It's like, oh god, oh god.
Hey!
About you.
It's a lady.
Well, never mind. I feel like she's using all the stuff I've.
Oh wait.
Never...
Where are they going? Oh, what is?
Where are they going?
I just asked that question, sir. They're going to the TV. Oh my God! Look at this. Uh-oh. When the boss picks up her gun. Wow. Wow.
Nice.
That is going to be very troubling to the timeline, to oh man. Okay, so initial thoughts, what do you think?
I think we just watched how like the multiverse happens.
That could very well be what we just saw.
Yeah, I mean, I think if we just step outside of Loki real quick and just talk about like the things that have happened in Avengers and what everyone is like, all right, well, how are we bringing these things together? Like, there you go, and that right there would explain like why Wanda hears her kiddos and all this other shit, because now you're in infinite realms of possibilities that are happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but again, like to me, it's a really easy fix. Like, I don't know why, like, the timekeepers only got, like, one, right? It's like, hey, there was a whole bunch, but if you still just need the end game to, like, run out of time, quote unquote, like, whatever the end all be all, like, their job is done kind of shit, like, you can still funnel that down to, like, an endpoint, right? Like, it only becomes a problem if you don't want it to end.
Right. You're talking about them having just them thinking that they can only have one timeline, and
yeah, right. Like they said,
figuring out
there's all
the
this
end.
unorganized chaos, and they put it together. But quote unquote, like if the end game is to literally just put like a period on existence at some point, like when their little ball of ether's unfucking tangled, like
Right.
you can still funnel that down into like one endpoint, right? It only becomes a problem when you go, I don't want it to stop, you know. But again, it's like, why do you care? Like, why did those three things all of a sudden go? I need to bring order to this. Like,
Yeah,
I don't.
it's
Like,
kind
what's
of
the problem? Like, does one of these worlds collide, and then all of a sudden it's like, a new branch? Who gives a shit?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's kind of cocky. The three of them think that they know that they know what time should be and how it should end and what it should look like. Because yeah, it looks like all their little plan with one variant doing what it was gonna do just wrecked the entire timeline, and now you're gonna have a lot of these branches that won't be able to get snipped reach the Nexus level, therefore creating a whole new timelines. And I'm with you. I think if the multiverse didn't exist now, this is what's going to create. I think it's a really good idea. But I mean, Loki's a girl now. I mean that variant decided to be a female, so that's cool. I don't know the actress's name. I did not look it up, but that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
I
more
like how
fun.
they just showed some of the other variants, like the beginning of like, you know, like the one where he had like hooved feet and shit like that. Like,
right.
I kind of hope that because of this massive variant that is now like sprouted, you know, infinite branches, or at least how many of her time devices she had. I mean, again, it's infinite because it's not like they can keep up with it now, right? Kind of
Right,
thing. That's
it'll
the
keep
whole point of it.
splitting.
Yeah. So I hope we kind of get like a Trek or a Star Wars kind of thing, you know, where like when he goes to Earth number 9,288, like, I don't know, it's not just something as simple as like red lights mean go. Like we get like some weird shit, you know, like kind
Right.
of thing. I hope.
Yeah, it's God, it's a really good show. It's really good. It's and what else is going on? I need more background on the boss, like the main tribunal girl, the judge girl who's the boss of everybody, who's the one right below the timekeepers. She seemed to think that she was going to go do some stuff by snatching her weapon off the shelf. So that's going to be
Well, it's weird too, right? Because like so far the only kind of elderly person we've seen was like, hey, how do you portray a librarian that says shush, right? You know, that like, here's your two old hens. But
she reminded me of the lady from Monsters Inc., the one who ran.
yeah, always watching. Yeah. Fucking. But like, I wonder. I mean, I know like they showed her helmet and stuff, so obviously she was probably where like homegirl that just got like knocked out with the touch was. And but my curiosity is like, she hasn't, like, apparently hasn't aged, right? Like, when did the promotion happen? Like, how many infinities did you have to go through before they were like,
yeah.
okay, you are now here? And then my next immediate question to that is what happened to the person before you? Like, was it one of those like they got taken out, right? And you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Or was it just like, I've had enough of infinity, and they went to like a reset branch, and that's like the big power is like, hey, you've worked your way up. Like, are you ready to stop? Go have fun in a world that you know is going to die, basically, and you don't have to worry about coming back.
Right.
Kind of thing. Like I want to know, like I now need to know like the promotion scale to this shit, because like none of it seems like it's good to really go up.
Yeah. Well, let's see. From our exposition last week, did you take away what I did in the fact that the timekeepers created all those people that were for the TVA? They weren't like snatched out of the timeline. I think they made those people that work for them.
Well, see, okay, so I was with you in that, and like, you know, when he was like, yeah, no, I just was here, kind of thing, right? But then when Homegirl was spouting, like, I told them where to find them, you know, like, I want to go home.
Which one said that?
The one that was tied up shaking.
Oh, right.
You know, like, to
we
me,
don't know
you
what her
don't-
deal is, though.
I know, but what I'm saying is when a person who's like obviously going to die, as she was in some way, because she knows whatever it is about to take them all out, right? You don't say home unless it is some kind of sentimental value. Like, he likes jet skis, but he's never ever been on a jet ski that we know of. Like, does he really like jet skis because he was snatched the fuck out of the 90s and doesn't know it? Right? And that's kind of like, like that's the home string, right? Like,
right.
Maybe we meet, like, you know, somebody of a death character at some point in this realm that's like, you have a choice. Bleep out, take your gamble on what happens, or go work for these dudes. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I was with you when he, like, I was like, dude, that would suck.
Just created
like
right
magically
into
appear, quote unquote, and you're just like in a 3-piece suit going, I gotta protect time. Like,
right.
You
And
know?
you're stuck. Yeah, and I mean, at least there is promotions, because if not, you're stuck behind the desk. Like our one dude from Tacoma FD, who just seems to be getting the short end of the stick no matter where he's at.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, how many infinities do you gotta fucking go through to like move around in that thing? Because, like I said, everybody else outside of our little group seems to really be in their own little, like, I do this, that's it. I do this, that's it. And then they have like nourishment. I would imagine somebody's been out and been like, yo, I ate a grape. Like, time keeps. Can we get that in the office? And like, yeah, like, I'll get grapes for you. Cool, no problem, right? Like, but I don't think it was like food and those things were kind of like there right from the get-go. I think that's some of that stuff is because people were like snatched up out of the thing and put here. Like, just the way she was like, I want to go home. Like, I can't imagine anybody ever going, I want to go back to like that place. Like, that's home. I mean, I get it if it's all you've ever known, but to me that just seemed like, and then with the whole jet ski kind of thing, like,
well, and she
they
was saying
come
what?
from somewhere.
It's all real. It's real. It's real. It's all real. That's what she was saying, right? Also.
Yeah, like,
Yeah. So like, there's a whole something behind all.
that's what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah.
So it's almost like whatever was like the cloaking mechanism for this shit, like, was stripped, you know. And
Yeah.
maybe she was, and maybe all of these people are slowly picked out from a timeline that's been like pruned, and then really like what she was seeing is whatever her like cataclysm was, kind of shit, you know. Like, they just don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
She definitely looks scared and fearful and messed up to the nth degree. I wonder if there's anything to us not seeing the timekeepers yet. Like from the comics and the little bit that I know, because I'm not versed in this comic storyline at all, or anything that this could be related to other than what I see online. But I know they're like, I'm not sure they're bigger than life, like large wise, but I mean, I think they'd be a heavy amount of CG to a certain extent. So I don't know if them not being seen yet is because it's easier for production, or if there's actually a plot device attached to them not being on camera yet, and her always referencing they're busy, they're doing this, they're depicting the thing, and then, you know, last episode it was they're depicting.
Yeah, but I mean, you're
the
essentially
proper flow of
talking about
time.
God, like.
Right. I mean, and that's they may be too busy for day-to-day stuff. But honestly, the timeline just got shit on, so I think it's probably time for them to stop being busy.
Yeah, but again, dude, like, this is where you're getting to this like they're an infinite possibility. Like they fix time. So again, who's to say that this isn't supposed to be happening and all these people within this little thing are supposed to be running the fuck around? Like we're never going to see those people until there is a superhero team put together and then there is a 2-hour film attached to it and we have to go out of the world. Like we will see those statues and maybe like the weird, like he stands in a beam of light and there's some shadowy figure who speaks in dark, ominous tones, right? But I mean, what, we didn't get Thanos for what, damn near 8 years? Like we caught like a fucking like finger and then like a floating chair and then finally like, yeah, I feel these guys are like possibly not like the superheroes work for them kind of thing, but it's like, oh no, we found out about timekeeping and there's all this crazy multiverse shit happening. So now we got to talk to these 3 people in our movie sequence and gather all of our superheroes up and then shoot them out. And then that's where we're going to see like our Fox people get merged in and like all this other shit. Right. But
you're all waiting for that Fox
I don't
shit
think
to
for,
happen.
I don't think for Loki, we're gonna see those kind of guys, or like the closed door kind of thing, you know, like that's where he walks into and then the show's over.
Right.
Yeah. Roll credits. Wait till the movie.
Did you expect him to bail on them when he did at the end of this episode?
Because I think I know why he's doing it. Because one, he wants to be right. Like that's the end goal. Like it's gonna really be to like prove her wrong, but he had to go do this to catch her. Like he's never going to be able to do it with them. It's just that thing, but it also gives the point of view that he's the bad guy still, where it's like, no man, he's
playing her for the long con. He's got to be close to her.
Like the lone wolf had to go lone wolf. Like that's kind of what he's all about. And I think he'll come back with some shit and it'll be like, you fucking blah blah blah. So we'll have like that 15 minutes of him basically like, chill the fuck out, like I'm back, like
let me show you what I did.
You know, whatever. And then we may get a little bit of like the flashback of what happened with them, but it's going to be one of those flashbacks where it's like only from certain angles and shit, so you don't see the whole view of it, whatever. So yeah, I mean it's fun.
Still going, yeah, it's still going strong. I can't
still
complain.
Absolutely despise time travel, like. You know,
I can't stop that. I can't fix that for you. Sorry.
Well, no, but at least this way, they haven't like thrown themselves in a loop. I mean, they just went, fuck yeah, dude, I'm going to give us utter chaos in a multiverse and just now allow myself infinite recycling of superheroes. Like, we're going to have a dog cartooned, like half CGI, half real dogs, like superhero squad team show now, because it's from one of the multiverses and it's going to be for 3 to 5-year-olds and the products are going to fucking sell like hotcakes and everybody over there is going to be like, yay, multiverse!
Yay, more ways to print money. Yeah, right. So yeah.
But yeah.
Any final thoughts? Anything else about the episode that really stuck out to you? Those are the main points that I wanted to hit, I think, from what
I want to see, like, if there is a go speak to the therapist kind of episode, because even when the other squad leader girl, like, woke up, you know, she looked kind of, like, shook. Like, was that a dream or was that, like, what was that kind of thing, right? And then got back in like whatever her focus was to get the job done. So I kind of hope we get a little bit more of like what happens when you're all like smoked out and green eyed and shit. Like what's going on with that? Because so far everybody that has seemed to have like been with the organization and come out of that like didn't look great. Everybody else just collapsed. So I don't, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, at least she got up at the end, you know, and was able to compose herself. Whatever. Yeah, we need to find out what happened to the girl that Lady Loki took. So, because she's the key to a lot of this, I think, right now.
Yeah, and is she basically now just like the anti-Loki we know now, right? Like he's all for the heart and the greater good, essentially, at the end of the day. But what spite's really behind her to like cause all this situation? And then do we have that all like, well, I mean, I get it, but you're still a bad guy kind of thing, or does Loki, quote unquote, change her to a new, better Loki, and he does his goodbye, like finally, like his goodbyes in this show?
Well, something they haven't told us yet is where her branch started. So I would love to know what Lady Loki, where she started at, where she messed the timeline up. Like if it's anything we've seen, or if it's something from in the past where she has no recollection, or she didn't live the stuff that this Loki did already. I'm assuming she's possibly before that whole timeline, but we don't know right now. So they need to tell us where they pulled her from, like where she came from, where in the timeline. So that could be cool. But yeah, I mean, the show's great. I know everybody out here watching it is enjoying it. I know that everybody's going to be tuning in every week for it, so you can't really go wrong with Disney Plus. That's it for us. That's it for our reactions and a little discussion afterwards. You can always find the audio version of our discussions over at twodadsreview.com. That's a podcast. That's our podcast. It's over there on the website. You can listen to us there if you don't want to have to watch our faces talk about it. But we do appreciate everybody who stayed by and watched this with us. And thanks as always. Make sure you like and subscribe and all that stuff they tell you to do on YouTube. And we will catch you guys next week.
See you guys.